All right, what I want to go over today is starting to learn how to master the neck. And to me, that all begins with knowing where one note lives on the neck, okay? And that would be to what key you're in. So let's just say we're in the key of E. So right away, all of my E's are going to start lighting up for me, okay? And in fact, it doesn't matter if we're in the key of E major or E minor. Those are never going to change, right? Okay? So now on the video here, I'm going to have what I call the octave system up. So let me just go over that real quickly. So whenever the note's on the high E string, go to the low E string in the same fret, right? Because if that was a G here at the 3rd fret of the high E, I would just go to the 3rd fret of the low E. It's a G, right? Okay? So then whenever the note's in the low E, skip to the D string and go up 2 frets. Whenever the note's on the D string, skip to the B string and go up 3 frets. Whenever the note's on the B string, go to the A string and then go up 2. The note's on the A string, skip to the G up 2. G string, skip to the high E string and up 3. And you're back to the beginning, right? And it just repeats, right? So again, you can see how quickly I can find all the notes. E. And it doesn't matter if I did all the A notes. A. Right, just like that. I know where my notes live. That is such a huge thing to start to understand the neck, okay? So what we're going to do here today is we're going to learn the E major pentatonic scale, and we're going to do it in a diagonal fashion, okay? This just gets us using the whole neck, okay? So now on the screen I'm going to have 1-octave shapes, all right? Or 1-octave scale runs, okay? So basically what we're going to do is we're going to play an E major pentatonic from the low E and then to its octave here at the 2nd fret of the D string. Now really that just comes from like when you play an E major chord, right? You have your low E, your low root, and then you have the E at the D string of the 2nd fret, right? You also have the open E, which those three make the E caged root shape. And I can move that shape up. So E, F, G, A, B, etc., right? Okay, so now what we're going to do here is we're going to play from this E to this E. And the E major pentatonic scale is going to be E, F sharp, G sharp, B, C sharp, E. Okay? All right? Slide into... Try to move your index finger up, whatever, however you want to play. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to play from this E on the D string to the 5th fret of the B string. Okay, now the only thing that changes is we got to go up when we get to the B string, because the B string goofs everything up on the guitar, right? We got to go up 1/2 step. That's the only reason that this changes from this. Another thing I should have said is you need to learn to view the open strings as a fret. It makes more sense when you move things up, okay? Because I'm actually fretting this back here. I'm actually doing this for a reason. Because now when I go from this E to this E, right, it's going to be the same exact thing, except right here, instead of it being even like it was here, I got to go up 1/2 step. That's it. Okay? Now, starting on the B string, well, things change here just slightly because, you know, it really takes 3 strings to do this, right? This one goes from the E string to the A string to the D string. This one goes from the D string to the G string to the B string. Well, here, we can do the first 2 strings like we've been doing. E, F sharp, G sharp, B, C sharp. E, F sharp, G sharp, B, C sharp, and then here E, F sharp, G sharp, B, C sharp. But now we don't have that. We don't have the E here on the next string, so we just slide up to the 12th fret and end at the E there, right? So we get, okay. So if I do the whole thing now, I get from this E to this E to this E, and then to the 12th fret, just like that. And always bring it back down. Okay, going down is a lot more challenging for people than going back up. All right. But you want to learn to see these in 1 octaves, okay? You don't want to just look at this thing as all one big thing and not understand like where the roots are and what's going on. It's going to be much more beneficial for you to see these in 1-octave patterns, okay? Now we shift it to the A string, okay? Now guess what? Nothing's really going to change here, okay? So the 7th fret of the A string is an E. So I'm going to play from the A string root to the G string of the 9th fret root. Okay, now nothing changes here. Just what I did here, it's the same thing. Just like that. It's the same exact thing. Okay? Now from the G string of the 9th to the 12th fret of the high E. Now what's going to change here is that as soon as we get to the B string, where normally you would have played here, we need to go up 1/2 step. Just like that. So if I put those two together, just like that, right? Okay? So now what I would do is I would also do this. I would play from the E string, A string, D string, G string, B string. Okay, so I'd play 1 octave from the E, then I'd skip to the A string here and do it from here. Then I'd go to the D string, then I'd go to the G string, and then I'd go to the B string. Just like that, okay? Now think about that. You basically have the whole neck covered. If I start at the 12th fret of the low E, it just starts over, right? That's just what I did here in open position, just starting over at the 12th fret of the low E, right? Okay? So now you have the whole neck covered. Now, application's a different thing, right? You know, like you need to start, you know, using backing tracks and understanding how to use this stuff musically, right? Okay. Another thing you want to be able to do is you want to be able to see, like when I say I get here and I slide up, I know where I'm at now. In terms of like, I'm going to see myself in my C position of the cage system for E major, right? So if I go, now I can sit here and play my E major pentatonic scale from the C position of E, right? Okay, so that's nice for me to be able to kind of move around the neck. And be able to kind of hang out. I've been thinking it more recently as like, as I move linearly on the neck, it's like my freeway or highway. And then when I hang out in box shapes, they're more like neighborhoods. So I'm moving on the freeway, and then all of a sudden I'm hanging out in a neighborhood, just kind of messing around. And then I can like move again on the freeway, and you know, thinking about it like that, right? So instead of getting out of thinking up and down all the time like that, right? Yeah, so explore this and do it in other keys, right? That's such an important thing. You can't just learn something in one key and then not explore other keys. You have to learn this stuff in other keys. That ultimately, too, is what starts to help you see the neck. That can be frustrating in the beginning, but the more you make yourself do it in other keys, the easier it is, right? So if I do it in G here, again, you can see how I'm just using the same pattern that I just did in E. I mean, I'm literally just shifting that whole thing up to G, and now I'm playing it in G. And if I go to the G here, so this is the same exact information, just shifting to where I need to move it to whatever key I'm in. All right, guys, so check out GuitarWeekly.com. We got weekly stuff, 3 musical ideas every week, something new for you to work on. And we got good stuff in the library. So yeah, check it out. Thanks so much.